Hello? Hello? Wait, Juvie, no, you cannot perceive. No! No! Oh no! No! Do not perceive my mistakes. How could you? It's okay. Hi! Hello, hello. It is I, Milo the Mayor, your favorite local manticore. And I'm a little late, sorry. Oops. I was a little late and I forgot to update my stream title. But we're good now. It's fine. Everything's fine. Hello, hello. I hope you've all been doing well. I hope you've had a wonderful week thus far. I had a rough day today. Just every little thing has been going wrong. So honestly, the stream is probably gonna be hella scuffed, and that's fine. At this point, I'm expecting it. So we're gonna try to stay comfy cozy today. We're just gonna take it easy, and you know, solve some murder cases. You know, just the usual, just basic stuff. You know. I got my attorney's badge here. See it. So I'm ready to go. We're ready. Oh. Uh-oh. My cat wants to go out. That's fine, she'll be fine. Yeah, this is gonna be a hella scuff stream. I apologize in advance. But how are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing better than I am, but that's okay if you're not, because you know everyone has an off day here and there. It's totally okay. It's totally okay. It happens to even the best of us, like your favorite local manticore. Believe it or not. So also, I was running a short poll on Twitter earlier today, trying to figure out what I wanted to stream tonight. And technically Golden Sun won at the end, but this is not democracy. This is not democracy. I have the final vote, and I decided Ace Attorney because to me it's a comfy cozy game, which is kind of a weird thing to say for a mystery game about like solving murders and shit. But to me, it's just it's fun. It's fun, comfy, cozy. I don't really have to think about, like, battles and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna play Apollo Justice, the first game. I played it before a couple times, actually. But it's been a while since I played it. And this is the new, the Switch version that they released a whole trilogy for. And if you've never played Apollo Justice games, ooh-wee, they're so good. You're so good. Honestly, the entire Ace Attorney franchise is one of my absolute favorites. It's just so good. One of my first cosplays as a wee baby, the wee baby manticore, was from Apollo Justice. It was the detective, Emma Skye. You know, for those early cosplays where like you don't even like, I don't need a wig. I have brown hair. It's be fine. And looking back at the photos, it's not that bad. It could have been worse, but honestly, you should probably wear a wig. But yeah, so I've been a fan for a long time, and I hope you become a fan too. It'll be lots of fun. All right. Just a moment. Let me set it up, and we will start our adventure into Ace Attorney Apollo Justice, or Apollo Justice Ace Attorney? You know, I honestly don't know the order of the title. Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Okay. That's what it says in my Twitch category, so we're gonna go with that. All right. Let's check it out. Oh. Honestly, also the new menus for the Switch game, they're so good. Oh wait, I need to, because of course this is scuffed, I need to zoom out of my stream overlay. Hold on. Is it? Yeah. Of course it's scuffed. Of course I scuffed it up. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, cursed stream. Okay. Alright, so hopefully... Oh, look at that. I love the music of this game. I love the characters. Look, they even, like, killed it on these intros. I'm just like, just look at it. You should admire it. It looks so good. It looks so good. It looks so good. It looks so good. Okay. Look at Nelly. I just want to... Also, okay, hold on. You know what? I wanted to show y'all this. As a big Ace Attorney fan, I love all the extra things they added. Oh, wait. I started from the beginning. Wait, no, restart. I fucked up. Restart. Wait, I fucked up. I wanted to show y'all the other venues. Shit. Fuck. I messed up. I messed up. I messed up. It's okay. Hello? Game? Hello? Hello? Okay, okay. I wanted to show y'all real quick. Game selection and museum. What the fuck? I was like, huh? Y'all, look. So you can pick all these different games. Oh, they're so good. All these games are so good. I can't wait to get to these two games. But, look at this! Look at this! Look at the babies! And my favorite, honestly, my favorite song in all of Ace Attorney. But they have like a whole, they have like all the orchestral arrangements, and they have like songs from like every song from the games all set up in here. And it's just wonderful. Like, hold on, let's just pick a random one. And look at them playing down there. Look at them tooting. Look at them tooting along. It's so cute. There's artwork. There's all kind of fun stuff. I mean, I guess it's kind of spoilery. So maybe not. But they just have so many cute things, and I guess it can make more sense to go through it if we ever actually beat these games. But look how cute. Ugh. Oh, wait. I can switch games like that. Okay. This is such a cursed stream already, guys. I apologize. Okay, alright. Okay. So, we're gonna start our adventures into Apollo Justice now. So good. Okay. 2007. That's a long time ago, guys. I don't know if you're aware. It's unfortunately called Turnabout Trump, but not that kind of Trump. You've never seen any gameplay from these games? So good. They're so good. Showdown time. What's happening? You lose. Ah! Eek! Oh my god. I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him. Hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands, should it come to that. 420, let's go. Basically, if you've never played Ace Attorney, it's really more like a visual novel, is honestly the best way for me to describe it. And it's so good. It's so good. It's so well written. I love all the characters, and it's just fun. When we get to the later cases, this one will be just in the courtroom, but the second case forward, you get to do like crime scene investigations. You have to look for clues. You have to examine stuff. Sometimes you have to do like look for blood and examine fingerprints and things like that. And it's fun. All right. Panicked, palms sweaty. I can admit it. I'm nervous. Good morning. Oh. Good morning, sir. You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. Ooh, wound up, sir? No, I'm loose. I'm fine. That screeching noise, is that your voice? I suppose this would be expected. Your first trial, and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, eh? I'm fine. I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Chords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine. That explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your screech. I overdid it again. As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down, if you get my drift. Drift gotten, sir. I'm all over that drift. As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder. We can't let this case fall through. Yes, I'm fine, sir. One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. I'll be preparing our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client. My name is Apollo Justice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course, and so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him. No way. Oh, whoa. Whoa. Good, morning. Morning. It's all up to you today. First trial, nervous. Meeting him, cardiac arrest. I think I'm supposed to say something. Help? So, you're... Fine! I'm fine! Mr. Fine, is it? I did remember you having an odd name. Well, we're off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me? Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney, and he's your friend, so why? You'll see. You can do it. Be confident. I'm really sorry this happened to you. I mean, It's time, shall we? Yes, sir! Why is he so nervous? Who is this guy in a beanie? Okay, I need to focus. First trial, here comes justice. Beep, 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 beep. The court is now in session.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is, fine. I mean ready, Your Honor. Mind going blank. Don't panic. Too late. Your name was, Mr. Justice, and this is your first trial. Yes, Your Honor, but I'm fine. Really. Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strained. Mr. Gavin. Yes, Your Honor. I was under the impression that you would be heading up this case. That was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always cede to his client's wishes. And my client specifically requested Mr. Justice. Well, of course he wants justice, but to entrust his case to this greenhorn. Hey, I do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin. Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience, fine. But does he have cords of steel? Then let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom. I love him. I love him. Shabby chic. Love it. This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we had to meet again under these circumstances. Long time no see, Mr. Wright. Let's put the past behind us, shall we? These days, I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player. Phoenix Wright? Wait a minute. Mr. Wright, how could this have happened? I won't speak of it further, then. If the prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges. Mr. Payne. To think I saw you enter this room afresh, attorney, and now I'll see you leave in chains. Ah, Winston Payne. Subtle as ever, I see. He really is a pain. Ahem. The crime occurred at the Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian restaurant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and he hit him. Wham! On the head, smack! Killed him cold. A customer at the restaurant, you say? And the defendant, you say he was? A pianist for the club, it seems. Phoenix Wright, a pianist. Pianist. I mean... This is the victim that took the oh, sorry. This is the weapon that took the victim's life. A bottle of grape juice. Grape juice apparently our defendant's drink of choice. The court accepts the deadly bottle as evidence. Alright. Something to note, Justice. All evidence is filed in the court record. Make a practice of checking it frequently. The court record. Right. I've heard of that. Okay, yeah, you gotta tell me how to do my job. Got it. Real quick, while we're at it. So with all the evidence, you can check it out. So he's got his attorney's badge. It's got like his number on it and stuff. Proof that I'm an attorney. And then we have important information that we need to keep track of. The victim, Shoddy Smith. Cause of death, cerebral hemorrhaging. Blunt trauma to the forehead. Here's a photo of the incident. Now we have bottle. Oh. Grape juice. How long has it been since I drank grape juice? Apparently it's his favorite drink. I wonder how well it goes with borscht. Oh. What else? The bottle is empty. Okay. That's all we got from it. Okay. So, the victim was a customer at this restaurant. But just who was this, You want to call him Shady Smith or Shady Smith? He looked kind of shady to me, so we're gonna go Shady. Shady Smith fellow.
We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor.
A traveler?
According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. He had only returned to this country recently, though his place of residence is unclear.
And he had sort of connection with the defendant?
That too is unclear at present, Your Honor. We believe they first met at the Borscht Bowl Club on the night of the crime.
If they had only just met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant's piano playing.
That doesn't appear to have been the case. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skill. At least not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean. as we can see, a game of poker was in progress at the scene of the crime.
Wait a second. Isn't poker gambling? That's a crime in and of itself.
Indeed, it appears our defendant has fallen to become the basest sort of criminal.
It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim, and it was only that, a game in the purest sense. A competition, Your Honor.
Competition.
Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome.
Come again? The cards on the table had blue bats, Your Honor. I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present and impress women.
This will be our first order of business here, then, to find out more about this fatal game of cards. What you hiding, Phoenix Wright? Well then, defendant, you will testify to the court about the poker competition held the night of the crime. My pleasure. This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing. Alright. So here's where most of the action takes place. Would be in our testimonies and cross-examinations. I'm a pianist by trade, yeah, I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table. The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions.
I love the voice actor giving us really good different. Thank you so much! Welcome, welcome, thank you!
I love to do really dumb voices, so thank you so much. I'm trying to make them sound a little different.
Thank you.
The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is, a game. And our customers are happy. That's it. A pianist who can't play piano.
Better than a defense attorney who can't defend.
Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination. Right, Your Honor. My first cross-examination. Don't blow it. Are you alright? You're sweating bullets. Bullets? Where? It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too. My brain feels strained and raspy, sir. You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times. But you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher?
Nah, I know what I'm doing. I played this before.
I never thought of all the mythical creatures that existed via manticore that cornered the kawaii market on Twitch.
Ah, thank you, Warhawk! Thank you so much! I tried.
Voice acted Ace Attorney is the best way. Yeah! That's the funnest way, for sure. Even if it's, by a very amateur manticore. I played the first game in 2018. It changed my entire brain. Yes! Yes, I've been playing since... a long time. I think I first played the first game when it was on just the regular Nintendo DS. So, yeah, Ace Attorney, like, rewires your brain, for sure. Alright. No need for help here, sir. I think I've got this one covered. I think you'd better do more than think. You know it or you do not.
Oh, thank you so much! Thanks for joining our party.
I'm fine. The cords of steel are ready for battle. My weapons, press and present. Any inconsistencies and lies in the testimony, reveal them to the court. That is cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it. Consistencies? Lies? Phoenix Wright? As if Phoenix Wright would never lie, and it's up to me to prove it. Yeah, so since around 2007... I think so. This one came out in 2007, but I think the first one, like the original, like the first Phoenix Wright was earlier. There are folks out here who first played on WiiWare. Yup. Yup. I think there's even, I think there was an iPhone version too. And I was like, huh? Imagine playing on your iPhone. Can you imagine playing? That's so weird. Ace Attorney should be on every system though, just like Doom. Get it running on everything. The defense may begin the cross-examination. A favorite fact about the DS release is the first English edition. Yeah, that's right, that's right, that's right. Yeah. Ugh, I love these games. Okay. So let's see. What do we want to ask him more about? So we don't really have that much information here, so we're going to press him for more information. The iPhone version was so bad. Ugh, I can imagine. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, you can hardly play? Oh, I play sometimes when customers demand it. So I play them one song. That's usually all they want. It's supposed to be a boast just now? Title of pianist is a mask, a respectable face I wear for the world at large. Why are you really at the Borscht Bowl Club? He takes customers to the poker table. They pay you just to play poker? That would seem to be the case. I am a professional after all.
Ha! Do I detect pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hard-working member of society like me to imagine.
Yes, your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston.
Ah! What?
I've played poker for 7 years in that little room, and I've never lost once. What? You see why the customers come now? Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is, I'm quite a draw. Wait, you never lost once? Not even one time? As I said, I'm a professional. He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once. Is that even possible? I was technically introduced to Ace Attorney on iPhone in choir class. Oh god, yeah, the Cyclops. Yeah. Those get really frustrating. But I think the third one was like my favorite, and it just, oh, it was so much fun though. I give the challenge with some of the locks. They got so much fun. Let's see, the room where we play and competition in there are the club's, main attractions. Alright. The room in the crime scene photo is an attraction? It has quite a history, actually. The Borscht Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day. Black market? All in the past. Things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. Suffice it to say, there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Right there in that room. A smoky room, gambling hoods. You know, just looking at this picture makes me feel bad.
Aw, thank you so much! I really appreciate that, thank you!
I know, actually, I just started streaming this game on a whim. I wasn't sure what I wanted to stream today, but now I'm glad I got to stream it for you. The bosses gather around the table, cutting deals, safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, a goon keeps watch through the small window. I can practically picture it now. The window does look like it would be good for keeping a lookout, but little else. The room had a few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge to our regulars.
Warhawk, hi! How have you been, Nyla? I've been okay.
Today was kind of rough. I just kept having like small bad things happen all day. So I was like, you know, we're just gonna take it easy and play a fun game tonight. I have the Switch version, but it's always fun to see others enjoy it. Yeah, I love them. I love these games. I know it's not as many people. Well, I never hear people talk about the other Apollo Justice games. They only ever talk about the first one. And honestly, I love all three of them. So I'm excited to try to play them all for stream. It was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, they came to play in poker in a room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun. Let's see, they play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. 2 decks of cards? A simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards. I love Dual Destinies so much, mainly because I'm heavy heels right there. Wait, so Dual Destinies was Simon, right? Simon Blackwell? Yeah. Yeah. It's a good choice. Hell yeah. There's something else I noticed. Oh no! In addition to the cards on the table, there are some lying scattered on the floor. Precisely. Cards on the table, cards upon the floor. Each one forming a complete deck. A crime scene painted blue by a sad sweep of cards. It's poetic, really. Incidentally, we use 2 types of cards at the club. One deck of cards was red and the other blue. As I recall, in poker you make 5-card hands. I could see how it would be easy to cheat. Yes, a game of hands. Oh, Warhawk! That was so sweet! Oh, thank you so much! Oh, thank you! I hope you enjoy it, and our silly emotes. Also, yes, I had to think for a second. Dual Destinies is the second one, right, with Simon? Yeah, he's good. Honestly, I like most of the prosecutors. They're all just like, yeah, I like them a lot. This competition you're talking about, I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently. That's right. It was a simple game after all. Are you sure? Huh? People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you were in the room the very moment that crime occurred. Yet you claim no connection to the crime? Now that's strange. What's strange? I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense. I completely let that one slip by. Don't despair yet, Justice. Codex, hello! Welcome, welcome! Sir? Right, there's something I'd like made clear, namely your connection to the case at hand, and I'd like to hear it from you. All is well? Yes, now it is. I had some slip-ups at the beginning of stream, but we're good now. Thank you, I hope you're doing well. Oh no! Alright, very well. A defendant will amend his testimony. Just one little press, and I've got myself a whole new testimony. I plead silence regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched the murder weapon. Wait a minute. But it bears his prints. Are you a fan of Athena or Nayuta too? I love Athena so much. She's so cute. I love Athena. Athena's so cute. I always wanted to cosplay her. I bought a wig for her and I just never made the cosplay. I love Athena so much. And I like Nayuta too. I think mostly because he's voiced by Matt Mercer. I love all the characters so much. In the third game, I really loved because it made me cry. The final case made me cry, which is a good thing, I think. It was so well written. And yes, the Matt Mercer allure is so powerful. One does not simply ignore Matt Mercer. Girl makes me weepy every time. Oh, I know. She's baby. She's baby. Yeah. She's baby. Oh, I love all the characters so much. Oh. Alright. First, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What are you lying? What are you lying?
Objection!
You touched the murder weapon. So you say you didn't touch the murder weapon. This grape juice bottle? Right? So I said. Something the matter, Mr. Justice. Payne over here like.
Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb.
What's this, Mr. Payne?
I examined the bottle in question, you see, and it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints.
Whisper. Thank you. No need to shout, Mr. Justice. I can hear you just fine. Excess yelling can damage the judge's ears and our case. What about my cords of steel? Anyway, what's so strange about fingerprints on a bottle in a restaurant? That's true. What? The fellow VTuber P&G, I gotta call him like a
Thank you. Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints.
Huh?
But the fingerprints on a murder weapon were upside down.
Upside down? What does that mean?
Means he was holding the bottle inverted, and there can be only one reason for that. Yes, to brain someone with a bottle.
Ah! If I want my voice to last, I will not imitate the screams. I apologize in advance. Mr. Gavin, I think things just took a turn for the worse. Oh, I see no problem, Justice. Huh? The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything. We'll see. Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court? I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now. Not very cooperative, are you? This could hurt your case.
I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason.
Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something. What might that be, Mr. Gavin? I almost lost my voice when I was going hard on a specific voice. I could feel that. The night of the crime, who was it who reported the murder to the police?
Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright, but still, that...
Really?
Yes. Well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone.
Near the scene?
Let's take a look at a diagram of the murder scene, shall we?
These are the graphics of a AAA game, you guys. This is peak game performance.
The victim was murdered in a small room in a basement 2 floors down from ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down. The defendant used the stairs in this hallway to go above ground. The call came from the first floor of the restaurant.
I see. And this is the phone that made the call? Oh my god. This Nokia phone, this indestructible ass phone. That taped together Nokia, hell yeah. That thing ain't going nowhere, baby. Oh. Yeah, that's right. Yikes. Oh, the battery's being held by a piece of tape. He should just buy a new one. Maybe he can't afford it, or just doesn't care. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Kids today won't appreciate a good, indestructible Nokia phone. The defendant could have fled the scene of the crime if he so chose. Yet he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities. And you claim he's being uncooperative? Nice save, Mr. Gavin. Better not waste this. I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being.
Toyed? I assure you, no one is more serious about it.
What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment that the crime occurred? How can he possibly know this? That's a good question. How indeed? The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness.
You're as good as they say you are.
Someone else was in the room the night of the crime. That must mean they witnessed the crime. I can't. Phoenix too lazy to get a new phone. Yes. He's like, it works. And he's like, yeah, if Maya can't send him, like, you know, videos of Steel Samurai. He's like, oh, I can't pull it up on this phone. Sorry, man. Sorry. It just it's there to annoy everyone, actually.
Okay.
It never changes ringtone. Yeah, exactly. Is he lazy? Or is he just a really big Steel Samurai fan? Why not both? Alright. Everything till now has been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready? Very well. The prosecution may call its first witness to the stand.
Oh, it reminds him of Miles and Maya. Oh, yeah.
Alright.
The witness will state her name and profession.
Hold on just a moment. Where's the witness?
I surmise that she has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horns.
It's like using a little hair gel. Relax, people. Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, this court will cut them off.
You are sure?
What voice would we give this lady? Oh no, I have to give her an accent. Fuck. I apologize to everyone. Just everyone. For the way I will butcher a somewhat European accent. A vaguely Eastern European accent. Oh, Dracula, blah blah. Hey, actually, that's not bad. Well, if you're sure that is... Oh, I turned French. How am I gonna do it? I might have to do Dracula, you're right. Honestly, her sprite's really cute with the camera. What the prosecution can to explain the witness's, paraphernalia?
Yes. She is a professional
Your Honor, those are merely the tools of her trade. And that would be...
My name is Olga Orly. I am employed as a waitress in Borscht Bowl Club restaurant.
I apologize for sticking with it, guys. Called... That's it. Then why the camera? If I hadn't already had a Kate Wiggy every time I played Apollo Justice, Olga would be that for me. She's cute. Duh, she's cute.
Of course, it is my pride and to serve borscht at this naming restaurant. But I also perform, how you say,
other service. I take it one of these other services is taking the customers' pictures.
Like for example, this one.
That's the defendant?
Indeed, on the night of the murder. Man in white hat is one who has gone kaput.
Indeed, that is the victim. Order! Order! This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop into our laps.
It is the same way as I drop cold balls of borscht on laps of customers. Casually.
Then the court will casually accept this new evidence.
Let me take a look at it again. It's important. Let me look at it.
Duper and flip-flops. It's cold as fuck. Phoenix, you gotta take better care of yourself, my man. Now, witness, where were you at the time of the murder?
I was in room. The hideout, we call it.
His shoes make you mad.
Excuse me, the hideout? It is room where a famous gangster bad guy was arrested. It is room where murder took place.
What?
You look of utter surprise. It is lovely.
Not even good sandals his feet. Yup, they're like, the Walmart special. He probably just got them for free somewhere and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna take these home. Someone gave them to him one day, like he borrowed them, and then he's like, oh, I accidentally wore them home. Can I keep them? Yeah, sure, man.
Your look of utter surprise. It is lovely. I will post my courtroom door later for you. Photos will be numbered and you will write which ones you want a copy of.
Yes. So there were 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga O'Reilly, our witness. If Mr. Wright isn't the killer, that means... Very well, witness. You will testify to the court about that night's events. Alright. Look at her big brown eyes. She's cutie.
That night, a customer asked me to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on. The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket at his neck.
Oh no, you're good! I get it.
Then, last hand is done. But something terrible has happened. That man flew at the victim and is strangling him to death.
Instantly, who won the game?
Isn't it obvious? The winner was the victim, Mr. Smith.
That's ridiculous. Because Mr. Wright can't lose. Justice, maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection.
Well, he hadn't lost in 7 years. Take it from me, kid. It happens. I didn't lose a case my first 7 years as prosecutor either. Incidentally, I have some evidence here.
These are the poker chips that, as they lay the very moment of the crime. A hand and chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. Those on the far side belong to the victim. Chips, you say? Yeah, I mean, yes. Imagine that poker is war. Your hand is your army and the chips are the spoils. I know that. After all, in my youth, I was known as The poker head of courtroom number 3. Oh. I think he means poker face.
Objection!
You got me! You got me, Heavenly! How dare you object to me? Hi, how you doing? Looking at this picture, it does seem that most of the chips are on the victim's side of the table. Very well. Defense may cross-examine the witness. Yeah? He's like, chips? Like, barbecue or sour cream and onion? Alright. So let's go ahead and press her for information. Barbecue gang? Honestly delicious. You were dealing cards. Do you do this often? Yeah, I am doing this. If customer wishes that I can serve anything, borscht, cards, more borscht. It is my work. It's good to hear of a place that hasn't forgotten the meaning of service. Welcome you to Borscht Bowl Club, where borscht is as warm as Horatius's. Thank you for not handing out flyers during the cross-examination. I recently played through this bit myself while eating nachos. You're like mid-crunch. Huh? What chips? Huh? Crunch. Yeah, I want chips. Let's see. What's important about hats? It's already April. How could it be cold? At the Borscht Bowl Club, we have pride in authentic, rustic Russian restaurant theme. Outside it is city and spring, but inside it is always as cold as Mother Russia. No way am I going there. When it comes to hot borscht, cold is the best seasoning, da? Japanifornia. Yes, da. Let's see. My panel has locket at his neck. His locket? I believe it was a good luck charm, da? He gripped it many times as he played that night. Yes, he must have felt as though it might carry him to the moon and the stars. If it was small enough to fit around his neck, it wouldn't have much lift. The defense like a clarification is a locket we're talking about? I mean a pendant with a picture in it, right? Not a rocket. Of course, I knew that. Probably a pendant shaped like a rocket. That's why she called it that. No, a locket's a locket. It's considered bad form to poke fun at the hard of hearing in our society. So what happened next? Oh, but wait though. He's not wearing a locket. I think that's the thing. I'm just gonna do it. Ah, fuck! The music's still playing. Ah, fuck! No, wait, I should've just pressed everything. Ah, fuck! Ah, fuck! Ah, fuck! I do it. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm gonna press everything instead. I think that comes into play later. Oops. Oops. Because we don't have the other photo yet. Okay. Haha, oopsie. Defense will refrain from needless shouting. Sorry. I seriously need to reconsider this vocal training thing. Let's see. Wait. That wasn't anything to press about. Okay. Oh, I was so frightened. I trembled with fear. That a man flew at the victim and is strangling him to death. Thank you so much for joining. Hello. Welcome. The defendant would never do such a thing. Eek. Well, now I can't say I've ever heard the defense try this tactic. If possible, please refrain from embarrassing me. The way he says that with a smile on his face is honestly terrifying. Why would anyone ever do this over a game of poker? Perhaps it is because the defendant has lost game?
Yes, a crushing defeat for a man undefeated. It always is with men like him. Winners make sore losers. Oh, how the mighty fall.
Go ahead. I believe you know what it is you need to do.
Right, sir. Leave it to me.
Only 3. Okay. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, I've got you now, O'Reilly. Okay, wait a minute.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, I love these games so much. Thank you.
Trying to think. Am I missing something though? If you press every statement, yeah, right? We already did this. Yeah, depends on do such a thing. Apollo is my favorite out of 9 games. Yes, Apollo's so good. Honestly, I love them all. This one is really good though. Oh, what we got so far? I thought it was the thing about the locket. Pause, play with hats on. Last hand is done, and here both happened. Okay, we're gonna do our tried and true. Oh wait, I was playing a little bit before. Ignore that first game save. Ignore that one. Yeah, I played them all before, but it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I played them before. They look. I honestly just really want to experience again on the Switch. See how they look now. They're so big and beautiful. I thought it was the locket. Was I wrong? Now I'm confused. I think I pressed every statement, but I swore it was... See, what's bad is because I played it before, I'm like thinking ahead. Like, is this the part where I need to share this part? Hold on. Oh, wait, duh. Strangling. But he wasn't strangled to death. Objection! There we go. I hate when you present evidence and you hear the music still playing, you're like, ah, damn it. Ah, thank you for lurking! No problem. Oh, really? Strangled, you say? That's odd. That normal customers only choke on borscht. No, I mean this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Ah! Miss O'Reilly, really now, did you witness the crime? Eek! I mean, that's some good dexterity there. Holy shit. Looking at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat and everything. Yet it is a fact that he was hit, Your Honor. Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during our investigation. I'm just playing Apollo right now, right? I hate it when you need to present. Yes! Yeah, because you're like, well, I know how it's supposed to be, but it's not this part of the game. Crap. It's so frustrating. You just want to shake and be like, I know you're the killer. It's because of this. Dang it. Oh, well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? His head certainly was hit. Alright. But I had seen it happen. The defendant, he lunged at the victim. His neck... Oh, really, Miss O'Reilly? I think I've caught you in your own right this time. Justice, I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through once more. Oh, what do you mean? I found a contradiction. There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me. Very well. It seems we should continue the cross-examination. There's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it. such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too. Okay. Now I think it's because of the locket.
Objection!
That's all it is. Excuse me. You know, there was one curious part in her testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. But what does it mean? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what it is you're thinking so intensely about? Recall the testimony, Your Honor. She's too cute to be guilty, come on.
She's too cute. She's too cute.
The victim played with his hand on locket at his neck, I believe she said. I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar. No, but look at this photograph. Look at this photograph. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck? Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this. But what does it mean? We ought to believe this witness's testimony as is. And the locket, it disappeared following the victim's death. Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor. It's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off, no? Taken it off? Wait, you don't mean... The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it? Oh. Defendant, what do you have to say to this? Say? Yes? I just noticed this, but you have something hanging around your neck, don't you? Oh, you mean this? Yeah, it's a locket with a photograph inside. A photo of my daughter. Come again? Mr. Wright, you have a daughter?
We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter.
So Mr. Wright has a locket too. Why don't I buy it as just a coincidence? I'm on the last case myself. Oh no, you're cool. Don't worry about it. I got you. Well now, if the results of this poker game led to the murder, perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game.
Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear that defendant lost badly.
Oh? Miss O'Reilly, you will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and defendant. Drink something a little bit real quick.
The game began with 3,500 points in chips for each man. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. I would like an order of the large chips, please. I am quite hungry. The one who was winning, he was victim. For last hand, defendant play with all chips on table and lose. The moment loss was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and...
I would say Apollo's my favorite because the prosecutor. Yeah! I love him. Honestly, I love like almost all the prosecutors in all the games. They're all just like super likable. Oh, give me some chips. Give me your chips. Give me your chips. Indeed, looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game.
As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow.
Oh, how many times have I heard these words? I done enough bits of anger, Your Honor, and now I regret what I done. Common tale, but true. Love that he works with you and just trying to take you down. Yeah! No, he's super nice. he's so charming, Clavier. I love him. And he's not too bad to look at. Methinks the judge watches too many old court movies. Mr. Wright says he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong. Excuse me. Okay. Let's press it for information. So are those the useful starting points, or any special rules used? No, not special. Usual game, usual rules. If each man became at 3,500 points, the total would be, 7,000 points. This isn't calculus, it's not even long division. They come in 2 sizes, small and large. Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used? Duh, of course. Oh. Something's fishy with these chips. Absolutely. Maybe you could explain a bit about these chips? So guilty, I'm sorry, guilty off being the Apollo Clavier shipping. Yes! It's a good chip. They work so well together, they really do. Explain? What is there to be explained? Pain's objection noise. His soundbite is so, like, screechy in these headphones. Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips, they're not the chip off the old block, not the motorcycle cop, not the... Thanks. Now that I pressed her, I better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars or rubles even? Yet, as I've been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists to understand. 2 type of cheap, 100 point and 1,000 point cheap. It is not money, da. Justice. Sir, don't you find her comment interesting? More ways than one, sir. I'd have it added to her testimony myself. Yes. Yeah, let's add that shit. I do just think this deserves further scrutiny. Add it to testimony. I wish I knew where I was going with this. Very well, witness, if you would be so kind. Da, Your Honor. I think we need to... He said this testimony is important. To be honest, I have no idea why. Mr. Justice, do the court a favor and think of what you want to say before raising your hand. We're not in kindergarten. Sorry, I'm fine. I'd better think of something to ask. The 2 types of chips, the small ones are 100 and the big one's 1,000. Right, of course. Don't waste our time. Is that all? Yeah. Great. Mr. Gavin made me stop her. Now I'm the one who looks dumb. Oh, Justice? Please try not to embarrass me like that. See? That's scary, the way he says that, and while looking at you like that. Huh? Me? There's a clear contradiction in the information you have in your hands. This game would have done much better if the huge story was either 2 games. Yeah! I could see that. That's one reason why, in the, original trilogy, I love the 3rd game, Trials and Tribulations, so much, because it brought together so many, plot points from the other 2 games, and just, it brought everything together. It was so satisfying. I loved it. I loved it. Calculation. Let's see, I'm trying to think. I know it's about the chips, because it is 3,500 total. The big ones can't be 1,000, because then there's way too many. I felt so bad for Godot. Oh, I love Godot so much. I was obsessed with Godot when I first played that game. I was like, that's a beautiful man with a beautiful song. I love him. So it has to be the other way around. The big ones must be the 100 points. 5, 6. Yeah. And we nailed it with a coffee. Yes! I'm pretty sure I used to have a coffee cup that had like him on it. I'm not sure where it ended up, but I know I had one. So I think this is when we have to press or object to. Objection! You're sure it's the victim who won? Absolutely sure? Yeah.
It seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the pictures enough to tell you who won, if you're not in kindergarten.
Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court? Of course, Your Honor. My favorite scene was when the tiger yelled, "Yes!" Oh my god, the tiger. And then they gave him that outfit in the later games where you could have him dress up as a tiger guy. So good. Oh, I love this whole series. Alright. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points?
Why, the big ones, of course, duh!
Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up.
The totals?
Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips, and the combined total value of the chips was 7,000 points. Yes? If my calculations are correct, let's see. 3 plus 1, carry the 5. He does math like me. Thank you, Judge. Look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. If the big chips are worth 1,000 points and the small chips are worth 100, and you add them up,
how much is it?
Do it yourself. You aren't in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony.
But why? How could this be?
Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why. Right. There's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. Both are right. That's why I want to make friends with people that love them as... Aw, yeah, of course! No, I love Ace Attorney. I've loved it for so long. Yes! Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can only be one answer. Oh, what is it? The value of the chips was the other way around.
What?
Wanna know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones.
Madness, utter madness.
Show me that photograph of the chips again. Rude.
What the fuck?
I forgot I had Rocky in there. He said, "Can you smell?" Bullshit that this witness is testifying. Okay, blah blah blah. Yes, we know that the chips make up points. Okay. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Come on. It's almost so you figured out by yourself. I'm just glad I was the one who said it.
But wait, the value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing.
Indeed, the victim did have a large number of chips still. Oh, exactly. If the small chips are 1,000 points and the large chips are 100, let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table. The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 points and defendant had 4,100 points. Well now, it seems Mr. Wright was winning that night after all.
That's impossible.
My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning.
Ugh.
Now, Miss O'Reilly, you must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at seeing the crime. weren't you?
Eek!
So talented. Order, order! It appears our defendant has lost his motive, and Mr. Wright supposes defeat never happened. We must now ask ourselves... Excuse me, what is it, Miss O'Reilly?
I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see,
See what, Miss O'Reilly? What do we see?
in the last hand, there was cheat.
Cheat? You don't mean...
A trick.
Wait, or do you mean a scam? They're all the same thing.
Yes, there was cheat in last hand. That is why game ends with cheats as they are.
Great, just great. First we have lying, now cheating. Well, this case certainly has taken a turn. Really interesting. You will please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating in the final hand. Oh my gosh.
The last hand, both men had full house. There is 4 of each card in deck from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. The next moment, game becomes argument. The defendant's trick was exposed. He took a bottle in his hand. Oh, poor Mr. Smith.
Miss O'Reilly, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled a cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers. A full house is a very high-scoring hand. Not easy to make in my experience.
Not alone is enough to suspect less scrupulous tactics.
Mr. Gavin? What's a full house? Well, it was a TV show in the 80s and early 90s.
Oh no, he's hot!
The Gavins are quite attractive. Look at that tan. Look at those eyes.
Lawyers these days, you don't know your poker.
Oh, I can't say this bodes well for your case or career. What is this? Some kind of secret court poker ring? Justice, you know the terms 1 pair, 2 pair, and 3 of a kind, yes?
Yeah, no problem.
2 cards with the same number make a pair, and 3 makes a 3 of a kind.
It's time for the main event!
I love the table. I just like floated there at the end.
Hello! Welcome! Thank you for the raid! I hope your stream went well! What were you playing? Oh, I think you were playing Enshrouded, right?
Trying out Enshrouded. Yeah! I've been seeing a lot of good stuff about it so far. I've been told I need to try playing it. Do you think so? Was it good? Okay, so full house. Yeah, it's two of a kind and 3 of a kind together.
You can see each player's hand in this photo.
Wow, they both have full houses.
We forget there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat.
Ahem. The defense may cross-examine the witness. If he did cheat in last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? It's fun, I would recommend it. Lots of chaos after you unlock the squirrel glider? What? The squirrel glider? Oh my god. That sounds fucking awesome. I might have to give it a look-see. I'm glad you had fun though. It does look interesting. I might have to pick it up. See what it's about. Alright, let me butcher this accent again. Okay, the last 10 both men had full house. Just how hard is it to make a full house anyway? It is quite hard, duh. It is making a pair and three of a kind at the same time. I guess that's right. Very difficult to be sure. You could take my word as the poker head of courtroom number 3. Very difficult, duh, but it's not impossible. Okay, full house, hard. It's not questioning. A waste of time. Let's see. I need to press everything. What does she mean that she is blind? How is it clear? Duh, well, the defendant, he played a 5th ace. A 5th ace? I still remember both hands very well. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. And Mr. Wright's 2. Obviously, cheating was afoot. Or perhaps I should say a hand. Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's joke. Very well. The witness will add this to her testimony, please. Hold on, though. I think she said he had 3 and he had 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Objection!
That's a. Where's the missing ace? What's she talking about? What's she talking about? Olga? It appears the witness is mistaken. Mistaken? But my name, Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony. That's a photo of the chips, is it not, Justice? Perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point out your point.
There is all of the face here.
It is sad. On the Switch, obviously. Well, I mean, I guess on the Switch you still can. But obviously it was made for DS, where you could have, like, the stylus do a bunch of stuff inside the game, and they kind of had to, like, change a little bit of the gameplay. But that's fine. Like, even just, like, clicking little things. You know, that changed it a little bit. Alright, Miss O'Reilly, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. And as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only had 2 aces.
Eee!
Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in question. Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's his 5th ace? I see cheating alright, and it's going on right here in this courtroom. Get him, boy. Get him, boy! 2 aces in each player's hand does make 4 aces total. Hardly proof of cheating.
Wait, please. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace.
There was cheating, I swear to you. That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day. You're right to trust your instincts. Mr. Gavin? Who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion. What might that be, Mr. Gavin? If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards. Cards? Mr. Payne?
Yes.
The players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court. Very well, the prosecution will submit this evidence. Which will you examine, the victim's cards or the defendant's cards? These cards don't prove cheating was going on, nothing will. We'll look at the victims. Yeah. Defense requests time to examine Mr. Smith's cards. Very well, Mr. Payne, if you would.
Very well. Let's take a look.
Well, time's wasting. Get to it, Justice. Yes, sir! Is it supposed to teach you how to actually look for stuff? Yep.
Move aside, I know more than you. What the fuck? What the fuck? Why is it different? Oh my god.
Your Honor, look at this! One of the victim's cards The back's a different color.
That's impossible.
But I put that card in Wright's hand. And oh. What was that, Miss O'Reilly?
No, yet. I merely said, duh, I have.
Your Honor. Mr. Gavin, yes? Tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker? To cheat? I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend. A comrade, shall we say. The dealer. Ah! Wait, so you mean this witness, Miss O'Reilly? She's the cheater. A professional, I'd wager.
Yeah!
Order! Order! Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. I mean, of her mistake. Yeah, Jesus, Apollo. Your Honor, please recall a testimony we just heard.
That's impossible, but I put that card in Wright's hand.
Ergo, Miss Olga O'Reilly conspired to cheat, not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shady Smith.
Oh!
I'm laughing at the way I said that. Sorry, I laugh at my own jokes. I'm sorry, guys. Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim.
What?
What? You don't mean? The defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly, are you? Time for justice. There were 3 people in the room at the time of the incident.
Yeah, now we're serious. We got the red eyes.
Serious. And if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am. Wait. Wait. The way I read that was like, wait a minute, he's not guilty. The defense accuses the witness, Ms. Olga O'Reilly, of murder.
Eek!
Oh, shit. Mr. Payne, where is your witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly?
It appears she has lost consciousness, Your Honor.
Mr. Justice. You killed her. That woman's still the same. No, she's fine. She is, overflowing with the power of justice. It was just so powerful. Your Honor, it seems you presented a new possibility to the court. One suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith. And that means this court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time.
What?
I did it. I held out. I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquiries. Mr. Wright? You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet.
What nonsense is the defendant spewing now?
Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what that means?
What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous.
Mr. Payne, you of all people should know Mr. Wright has a talent for the ridiculous. It's very true. Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night. As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night.
That was said before.
The 2 decks of the club have different colored backs, blue and red. 1 color per deck. And why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. Use different colors and they still got mixed up. We used the red deck for the last. Ooh, I hit the mic, I'm sorry. We used the red deck for the last game. I see, but that's odd. For some reason, I have the impression you were using the blue cards. Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards.
Whatever. In the end, one card of the wrong color got into the mix, which means there was cheating.
Yeah, a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yeah, this card raises two serious questions. Apollo? Yes? Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. In the last game, when was the card swapped? When? There are three broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder.
Well, yeah, thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course it was swapped.
Oh? It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, or it might not. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? When was the card swapped into the deck? Can't be before. Probably after. Perhaps it happened after the murder?
What's that? Ridiculous. What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly.
Yes, but tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible.
Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible.
Oh, even on the backs of the cards are a different color? If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time. Oh, quite true. That would mean that the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown, after the murder.
Okay, this is going past silly and straight on to crazy. I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that?
Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us.
There's another?
Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? Who? Game and murder is done. The victim is dead. Only two remain in the room. Alive, that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga O'Reilly. Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for a blue? Why would either of them do it, though? The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course, and well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga O'Reilly either.
What are you suggesting?
That's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As a defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss O'Reilly at this point. Yeah, I know. But she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong color card. And if the card was swapped during the game, it would be obvious. Something you'd like to share with the court, Mr. Wright? Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking how much fun this all is.
Fun? How about confusing? I have no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. If the one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant and it wasn't Miss O'Reilly, then who was it?
Yeah, well, that is the question, isn't it? Precisely. Huh? I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction.
New direction?
We'll find that indeed, after the murder, someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand. And that someone made two critical mistakes. I'm sure you're going to tell us the first was swapping the wrong color card. Because the one who did the swap didn't know two colors of cards are being used. The other mistake was the number on the card. Right. The person replaced the fifth ace with a king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a fifth ace after all. All they knew was the game had been won with a full house. So they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in.
But there's one problem. According to our case record, this person doesn't exist.
True, not until now. But you have to admit the possibility of a fourth person. Oh, it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime.
What?
What? I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright. This trial has proceeded on one central assumption, namely that at the time of the incident, there were only 3 people in the room. I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption. The problem is that you chose to conceal this information from the court. I suppose that is a problem, yes. Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gaffin, I'll see you in my chambers during this recess. Certainly, Your Honor. Very well. The trial will resume in 20 minutes. That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth? Well, now, I think you would know the answer to that. Being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I have no time for mysteries. I'd only ask that you leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome. I see you haven't mellowed out one bit, Kristoff. Justice? Yes, sir! The judge has summoned me to his chamber, so carry on without me. You did well, Apollo. Can I ask you something? Sure. That locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright? Huh. Wondering about the victim's disappearing locket. Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there.
Aw, she's so cute. She's so cute.
I'm just surprised to hear you had a daughter. Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days. One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you? What do you think? Huh? You know what happened 7 years ago? What I did? It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. I never, honest, but... It is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years. Wanna know something? There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. Huh? You see, poker's all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case. Poker is like a trial of law? Figure out what your opponent is thinking and you win. Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds. I think not. Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information. You're kidding! A witness, for instance, Miss O'Reilly. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? No. Come on, who'd notice that? Words, habits, twitches, it's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you. But I'm not worthy. I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on these signals. No, you can do it. Huh? You just don't know it yet. What's he talking about? But you will. Soon. Oh, almost forgot. One more thing. About this case. You should know. I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. What? I knew it. I have my reasons, of course. All should be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power. My power? I had no idea my cord to steel were that special. It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best.
Hey, mystery.
Alright. Oh! What will happen next? Perfect timing. All right. So I do want to keep going, but I think I'm going to take just a very short break to refill my drink because this stream is a little hard in my throat. I think I'm going to take just a short break and then we'll continue on with the rest of this first case of Apollo Justice. So thank you so much. We'll be right back. I promise. I promise. Stick around. I promise. Okay, be right back.
Hello. I am back. Hello, hello.
Did the logo ever hit the corners? Did it ever make it? Ah,
thank you.
Yes, I am hydrated. I will rehydrate, thank you. We are rehydrated. Shake it out. Let's get these voices back in. All right. Think you did it really close? Awesome. All right. Court will now reconvene. Has our witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly, recovered?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, she's regained consciousness.
Perhaps we can hear her version of the events again. That's the thing. You see, she's quite fatigued. You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne. Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. The defense would like to request that Miss O'Reilly take the stand. Very well, the witness will take the stand. You can't be EP, you must testify. Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession. Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poor loser.
Not. Name's Olga O'Reilly, that's the truth. I'm a pro dealer. People call me Olga Quitfingers O'Reilly.
Hey yo! Oh, really?
Wanna know something else? I'm not really Russian, and my last name sounds like O'Reilly. There, that's the truth. I hope you're satisfied.
Thank God I don't have to do the Russian voice. The vaguely Eastern European accent.
Witness, you will tell the court what you were really up to that night. Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see?
Let me remind you that you are currently under oath. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences.
Fine. Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy, Smith, hired me to do what I do best. I was painting at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior to the night of the game. As a waitress.
So you were in cahoots with the victim?
Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles. But winning isn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend, the unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple. Elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call them out and search them. He would then pull out a planted card and the trap would snap shut.
You swapped the cards!
Exposed as a cheetah and losing on top of it, it would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces.
Indeed. Getting caught red-handed and cheating would cast doubt in all his prior wins.
A 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. That was the plan.
Really, oh really? How droll. But it appears you made quite the mistake. Oh, mistake? I agree the trap was elegant. Yet what happened to that planted card?
Hey, that's right. He's lucky, I'll give him that. You'd have to be the slip from a trap laid by Olga Quickfingers O'Reilly.
Oh, really? The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind shtick.
Cute? Who wants to be cute? I'm not cute. I'm bad. You hear me? Bad. I'm bad. I'm bad to the bone. I wanna be bad.
When you're through being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court to tell us about this trap and how it was sprung.
That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to, and Wright lost the last hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him, but the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. It wasn't me who hit Smith. It was a no-good cheating defendant.
I'm turning into Meowth. I was trying to start with like a Harley Quinn voice, and I think it turned into Meowth.
Yeah, see? Meowth. I'm the top cat around here. Meowth, that's right.
Oops. This is why I am not a voice actor. A surprisingly frank testimony that still leaves us mostly in the dark.
The trap was perfect, I tell you. Perfect. It was perfect.
If that rotten cheetah hadn't messed it up. Look who's talking. Well, the testimony for this worth is all yours, Mr. Justice. With witnesses like hers, who needs criminals? And with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors? Let's see, I played the card like I was supposed to. He lost the last hand. The presser? Yeah. Wait, isn't that a little odd?
What's odd?
You searched Mr. Wright thoroughly and found nothing? Which means he didn't cheat, which means he had no reason to strike the victim. It's funny because I was practicing a little voice acting in this case as I was trying to use her Harley Quinn voice. It just feels right, doesn't it?
A little Joyzy.
What's that? What the fuck?
I just feel like she's a little Joyzy, you know.
What was that just now? I sensed something. Is something wrong, Mr. Justice?
No, nothing, Your Honor.
Dude, should I press her a little harder? Hell yeah, press her! Miss O'Reilly, you're hiding something.
What are you talking about? You? Me? Quick fingers O'Reilly. Hide something? The defense will refrain from baseless accusations.
I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true?
Oh, of course it's true. I did see it, honest. I saw it when Wright hit him. With my own eyes, I saw it.
What's this weird vibe I'm getting? That witness, for instance, Miss O'Reilly. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you know this? Huh? Touching her neck, was it? Apollo said, enhance. Enhance. Whoa, what's going on? This sensation is coming into focus. There, that twitch. It's so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit like I couldn't before.
Gotcha!
I honestly like the perceived gimmick in this game. I think it's cute. I like it a little bit better than Athena's in the next game. Just like a character from a Shantae game. Ooh! Mr. Riley, perhaps you're unaware of this yourself.
Unaware of what?
Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand.
On my neck? So what?
What indeed, Justice. I hadn't noticed anything of the sort. When she says that part of her testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory and she touches her neck. I'm sure of it.
A memory? Would someone care to explain what he's babbling about?
This is highly unusual. Let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us. Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So what would remind her most of the moment of the crime? Miss O'Reilly, whenever you recall that crime that night, you'd scratch your neck. And notice it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an inerasable impression on your neck is this! Boom, it's gotta be the weapon! Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of that moment than this bottle, the murder weapon? But something doesn't fit. If you were only the witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain?
What's he talking about now?
It was Mr. Smith, the victim, who was hit, not you.
This is a cross-examination, not a cross-wild conjecture. The witnesses' habits, they're completely irrelevant.
Justice, I'll admit I'm a bit confused myself. This is certainly a unique cross-examination. I'll explain later, just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. Miss O'Reilly, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment.
Yet I am knowing nothing.
Wait a minute. We know you're not Russian. The witness will testify, please. Now.
Bah, fine.
How'd she get dressed so fast? I need to know.
He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight till the cops got there.
Professor. You seem uneasy.
You try standing up here.
Your eyes are darting all over the place. I must be getting warm. Tell me, after the crime, what was the defendant like?
Well, he must have been stunned by the weight of his crime. He sat in a daze at that table until the cops came.
Intriguing. I believe you got all the testimony you're going to get out of this witness. So what do you think about her testimony?
I'll tell you what I think. Her testimony is flawed.
It's basically bogus. It contradicts the evidence.
What's that?
Well, show us this evidence, Mr. Justice. This evidence that you claim contradicts the testimony. She didn't let him out of her sight until the cops got there. I know there's some evidence that contradicts that. She didn't let her out of his sight, but we know he went upstairs.
Yeah, he had to call the cops upstairs.
Miss O'Reilly, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. It states the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. And we know the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. So, explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely. Ah, she dropped her shit. She was going so well.
The man who picked up a bottle and swung it that night wasn't the defendant.
What's happened? It's so dramatic.
Oh my goodness.
Showdown time. You dirty cheat! Check his pockets, now! It's gone. The card's gone. You lose.
Ah! Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to Wright, and he hit me.
Holy shit. You, some master of cheating you turned out to be.
Eek!
When I came to,
When I came to,
the victim was already dead. Is that it?
that's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure.
Well, where does this leave us?
Madness! This is madness! I'm dreaming! It must have been me who was hit with a bottle, and I'm imagining all of this.
It appears our prosecution has wits in, and frankly, I can't blame him. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events? Mr. Gavin? Sir? I believe that as a defense in this case, we are compelled to call Miss O'Reilly a big fat liar.
What?
3 were in that room the night of the murder. The defendant, victim, and her. And she has a motive.
A motive?
Her plot foiled, the witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. The moment of that argument was murder.
What? I didn't. I'm no killer. It's a trap. Someone's trying to frame me.
Oh, what tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. So tangled we catch ourselves in the process. Mr. Wright! Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin. What are you saying? Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder. Right, like Mr. Wright was saying before recess. A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder, and the one who swapped the card didn't know 2 colors of cards were being used. A 4th person.
This theory again. Your 4th person doesn't exist.
Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal. Real criminal? And we're in luck. The clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less.
What?
Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about. Sorry. Remember what I said. The 4th person who swapped the cards made one critical error. He or she wasn't considering the color on the backs of the cards. Right. But how could such an obvious mistake occur? The cards used for the last game were red. Yet, there is one person here in our court who thought those cards were blue. Yeah. I had that impression too, but why? Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was?
It's not me, I swear.
Who is this 4th person? Why do I always get put on the spot like this? Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the final game were blue? What's this? Who said the cards were wreathed in blue flame? Huh? As I expected. Your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair. I was right? Christoph Gavin, you were the 4th person that night. But of course Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards. How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white.
I know twists and turns at every corner.
You can't tell which of the cards are blue, the ones on the floor or the table. But look, you can see the colors in this photo. Yeah, but when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light. He did, look at him, he said this. He said this earlier. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame know the final outcome. Well, Christoph? Mr. Gavin? Mr. Gavin, is something the matter? No, nothing. Excuse me, it was just so sudden. Right. You weren't seriously accusing me, are you? Oh, Christoph? You know even I'd never take a joke this far.
This has gone beyond ridiculous, beyond dumb. This is insanity. The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of murder.
I assure you, I'm quite sane.
What possible connection can Mr. Gavin have to the victim?
Wasn't where I had a connection to Mr. Smith either.
Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met.
Well, what if they have?
Huh?
There is a possibility, after all. They may have met that night before the game started. What are you suggesting? Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, the defense would like to request that you testify to the court. The defense would like to request no such thing. Mr. Gavin? Testimonies must relate to the case. How could anything happening before the game of poker be related? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Gavin. As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss O'Reilly... Am I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you. Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you. Oh, okay. Well, does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony? Nah, we're good. End it right here.
Nah.
This was Mr. Wright's strategy. He was planning us all along. I intend to see it through. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court. And to Justice, would you betray me, your teacher? I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin. This isn't about loyalty. This is about the truth. Very well. The defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please.
Witness testimony.
That evening, Kristoff and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. J.D. Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. Mr. Gavin, you were at the Borscht Bowl Club the night of the murder? I dine with him rather frequently.
And he talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder.
Quite against my will, I had become involved in a murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him. You were planning this all along, weren't you, Wright? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial. The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then, and now. I thought my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong. Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Justice? Sir. He's lying, and you're going to expose him. Understood, sir. Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright. This can't end well. Why can't I have a normal trial? Oh, Apollo. You will never have a normal trial. Let's see. At dinner at the table. Let's press him. Let's see what's going on. You had dinner, Mr. Gavin? Yeah, he dined to me at the Borscht Bowl Club quite frequently. We were enjoying a usual dinner at a usual spot. As usual. I was at the table closest to the piano. I see. Where Mr. Smith was sitting.
So the plates and such on the table were from your dinner.
Indeed. Remnants of my meal with Kristoff. We dined for 2 hours, and Kristoff left. After that, J.D. Smith walked in. 5 minutes? So the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time? That would have been a fateful encounter, to be sure.
Oh, Mr. Wright, what was it you said? Kristoff, Gavin, and Shady Smith may have met.
I believe I did say that.
Here I was all nervous about this meeting, and now we hear they just passed in the hall.
That does seem a little weak for as a pretense to murder. Oh, it would be. That were all that really happened. Come on, Mr. Wright. What are you hiding this time? Trap failed. We hit the witness. About this failed trap. This is the same trap that Miss Olga O'Reilly mentioned? Yeah. Put a card and it wasn't there though. Okay, I know. I already know. I just read that. Come on. Yeah, a harmless prank in essence. It was by a quirk of fate that I happened to discover it.
quirk?
I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found the card. The card she planted. Yes, I stuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of hearts. I'm feeling something might happen, so I disposed the card before the game. Disposed? Where? There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle.
An empty bottle of grape juice?
The murder weapon? But ours is empty. Yeah, I rolled it up and shoved it in. Colored glass makes it hard to see. A battle of wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. That sounds like terrific drama. Card inside the murder weapon. That's strange. Did the police miss it in their investigation? Maybe I'll take a look. Mr. Wright, the poker head of courtroom number 3 approves of this battle of wits. Is that our objection? Because ours is definitely empty. Yeah. Mr. Wright, if I may? Yeah? I've examined the bottle and I don't see any card in here. Huh, no? What, Mr. Wright? Surely this isn't all you have to say for yourself. Can't say I know what happened to the card. I did put in that bottle, however... Huh? Perhaps a 5th person came and took it out. Oh, and a 6th person could have helped. Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright is your client. My apologies, Your Honor.
I won't have you disparaging our investigation either. We looked inside that bottle. There was nothing.
So what's going on? Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again? Or did the card just disappear? In any case, please continue the cross-examination. Push him hard, Justice. Break him. Right? I feel like it'd be easy to say there were multiple bottles there. Why do I get the feeling we're not on our client's side anymore? Let's just press more of it. You made the call to the police from the 1st floor of the restaurant, correct? Exactly. Cell phones don't get a signal down the hideout. Was anyone else on the 1st floor at that time? Excuse me. Not a soul. It was the middle of the night after all. So there in the darkened restaurant, I called the cops. After making the call, I returned to the hideout. It seemed right to leave the injured waitress alone. Let's see. And when you returned, the victim was already dead, yeah. I'll admit, I was a little startled when I walked in. A little? He was bleeding from his forehead after all. Guess I'd be startled too if I walked down the scene like that. Why'd he call Gavin? Could you explain why you called Mr. Gavin? I'd obviously gotten involved in a rather sticky affair. So I figured Christoph Law Offices would give me a friend rate for my defense fees. Glad to hear you intend to pay. Oh, I'll pay in full, Christoph. It was I who got you involved, after all. You may find the price of your defense quite high, my good friend. Quite high. Is this the truth he was talking about? Okay. Wait, we already pressed that. Hold on. Press that, pressed. What do we got? Pause my below the forehead. Oh! Well... Is it because he has his hat on? Like, how would he see that he was dead? Hold on. Tried and true method called save the game. Present the evidence. Tried and true method. Objection! Hell yeah, brother. Mr. Wright, if I may. Yeah? Take a look at this photograph. You are the cheat. Shush! No, it is just a precaution. You know, I just want to make sure I am defending my defendant in the best way possible. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead. Good point. What does that matter? Justice, next time you point out inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it. Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court? Ah, I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put the hat on his head. Huh? You put the hat on the dead man's head? He wore it through our entire poker game. After calling the police, when I returned to the scene, his head was in full view. Shining bright, just like in his photograph. And I picked his hat up off the floor and put it on his head. Oh, why would you do a thing like that? All I can say is, I'm sorry. That's the only thing I touched at the crime scene. So, Miss O'Reilly didn't see it. It being the victim's, his head. I think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed his head. Excuse me? I'm the only one who witnessed his head. Here we go again. Mr. Gavin? Pardon. It just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case. Hey, he's still our client, isn't he? I believe that's enough of that. Mr. Gavin? This witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago. Ooh. Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Kristoff. I never knew. I believe it was you who threw the first stone. Mr. Wright, if you intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never. Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here. Huh? When I noticed a trap, I put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well. Oh, reason? That reason is right here. Your cell phone? The night. Called I spoke with defense attorney Gavin after calling the police. Just in case, I recorded our conversation. What's this? Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court. Kristoff, I seem to be in a bit of trouble. What's this? Game not going well? Something like that. That gentleman who challenged you, he turned out to be good? He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him hard. I mean, someone cracked that flawless bone china pate? It wasn't you, was it? Wait. Pate? 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 What did I say? Oh well. Me? Please, the cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands, should it come to that. Bone china plate? Kind of porcelain, very smooth and shiny. And not plate, but pate. Ah. I believe he was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead. The court appreciates the defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead. Wait a second. Something's not right about that phone call. So after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the Borscht Bowl Club. Most certainly. Then, how did he know? When did he see this bone china pate? Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Troubled, I returned to the crime scene. And when I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court? Exactly how did you come verify your privileged knowledge of the victim's head. So, this is your reason. The reason why you put the victim's hat back on. Your point, Mr. Gavin? It's come down to this, has it, Phoenix Wright? Ooh, how'd you know he bald? How'd you know?
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear Defense Attorney Gavin's testimony?
Well, as the prosecutor,
Very well, we break for 10 minutes, after which Mr. Gavin will take the stand for a cross-examination. Are we all clear on that? Crystal clear, Your Honor. Very well, this will be the final recess for the day. I will take a drink of water.
Gimme.
Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber. Who would have thought today would turn out like this?
May I?
Huh? What?
Hello, sir. Please pick a card.
What's all this about? Is this one okay?
Excellent.
I have a message for you. The last hand's about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it. A trump card? The card you've chosen is magical. Use it wisely and the game is yours. That's all. An ace? Where do I remember that card from? Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces, and Mr. Wright's 2. It's 5 aces in all. Oh my god. It is the 5th ace. Da. The missing 5th ace? Wait. This blotch of red. Is this blood? Who you? Now you have your trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truth. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it. She's so cute. This blood-stained card is my trump card for finding the truth. I fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what this all meant. That girl. I'd seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection. Mysterious. Mysterious. Where's Gavin? Oh my gosh. Court will now reconvene. Defense Attorney Christoph Gavin, please take the stand. Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, Mr. The witness states his name and occupation.
This is farce necessary, Your Honor. Believe me, far stranger things have gone on in this courtroom. Once we cross-examined the parrot. It's true. First game. Let's go. Fine, I'll play along. Yes, there's one thing we need to have made clear. How did you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat? By secret, I'm guessing he means the fact that Mr. Smith was bald. Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about this fellow's head? Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it.
Objection!
I wouldn't call it inordinate, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Wright! What do you think you're doing, Mr. Wright? Wow, things sure look different from the other side. You know what I mean, Apollo? Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore that hat all night, never once taking it off, except for that one time. That one time being the instant he was hit. Oh. When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, or if he was seeing Mr. Smith's bald head, he would have had to have been there in the hideout at the time of the crime. In other words, This is not the right line. In other words, I must be the real killer is what you're trying to say. Not bad, Apollo. Mr. Gavin? I'm afraid I haven't been entirely honest with the court.
What?
Oh, I assure you, I had the noblest of intentions. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright. Yet, I'm afraid in the current situation I see little reason to hide anything. Very well, allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night. Finally, you may begin your testimony and tell us, how were you involved in the events of that fateful night? You know he bad the way he does his eyeglasses, man. Only anime villains do this. The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club. I went down to the basement and peeked into the little window to the hideout. Must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead, as he appears in the photo. Bald head, unconscious girl, Wright holding a bottle in his hand. I sensed that was not the best place for me to be at the time, and so I left. That's when the call came from Wright.
So, you witnessed the murder?
For better or worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed.
Mr. Gavin, may I remind you that you are on Mr. Wright's defense team? Your testimony is clearly disadvantaged to your client.
What else could I say? I'm standing on the witness stand after all. So you are, Mr. Gavin. You had to testify as you just did. You had to tell them you saw the scene of the crime through that little window. Mr. Wright? You had to say that. Because that was the only probable window of opportunity. Right, Apollo? Oh.
Mr. Wright, the defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant. Mr. Justice, are you prepared?
Yes, Your Honor. I can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial's getting weirder and weirder. Let's see. That man, you mean Mr. Smith? He was different from the other customers. His aura, shall we say. I knew he was a serious poker player, but it was more than that.
So then, you knew the true nature of your client's job?
Of course. I also knew he wasn't engaged in gambling, which would be illegal. Well, it makes sense that he'd know. They were friends, after all. According to my friend, I returned to the club. See, I feared this Mr. Smith might be someone coming to settle an old score. I see. What happened then? So I looked in through the window. The little window? You mean the one used to keep watch up the stairs? Yeah, a relic of the ancient past. The Black Marketeers used it, I believe. Why did you go through the trouble of peeking in through the window? Would it have been easier to just open the door and go into the room? I didn't want to upset Wright, you see. Upset Mr. Wright? Yes, when my fears had been unfounded, I'd be walking on their match. Bad form, to say the least. So far, everything he says makes sense. How do you know it was right after the murder? Really, don't need to shout, Justice. Ugh. I was just getting to that part of my testimony. Ah, there he is, the coolest defense in the West we know and love. Even when you're standing up there on the witness stand, some things never change. I was afraid you changed too, Wright, but you haven't. You and that overbearing personality of yours. Well, we're friends like these, who needs enemies? By photo, you mean the second photograph of the crime scene? Precisely. You see, he wasn't wearing his hat then. I saw his head when he was dead. And Mr. Wright came along and replaced his hat.
Can you describe the scene of the crime for us?
Those were the only three at the scene of the crime? Yeah, as far as I saw at least.
Then we're back where we started. The killer was the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? But why didn't you talk to the police?
2 reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Wright. Even after seeing what I'd seen, I couldn't abandon my friend.
Objection!
There must have been someone else there at the moment of the crime.
Justice, I just said I saw no one. Not a soul.
But that goes against what Mr. Wright said.
Ah, yes, this mysterious 4th person. Who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose. I'm glad to see we agree, Mr. Gavin. Let me pose a question, then. Tell me, the possible reason that the real killer had to swap cards in the victim's hand. Perhaps you can show us a reason why such a thing would be necessary?
Show something I can't find myself.
Remember, Apollo, the card that was swapped out was a 5th ace.
5th ace, right.
Well, Mr. Justice, the question of why the killer would swap out a card has been raised. Can you point to a reason?
It's now or never. The defense would like to present evidence to the court. Evidence showing the reason why a card was swapped out.
Then go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice. Why did the killer take the 5th ace?
Take that!
Oh, wait, is that wrong? Okay. It worried me. The music kept playing. I was like, huh? My reason is, this.
Is that an ace?
Why, it's got blood on it. Right next to the spade. What?
This is insane. Why wasn't I told about this? Why?
Could this be? Could this be the missing 5th ace? Oh my goodness. Inconceivable. How could you? What are you doing with that card? Well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gavin so upset? It's just a fishy card from some fishy girl. Oh, that card? It's mine. It is, I picked it up at the Borscht Club that night after the murder had occurred. I gave it to my daughter. Cards are her stock and trade after all.
Objection!
No, impossible. Unacceptable. The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud. Fraud? How can you be so sure? What? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace of blood was the reason?
The reason for
the killer to take the card from the scene of the crime. Where are you going with this? Take another look at the photo and at the victim's head. At the moment of the crime, his hat fell to the floor. A trickle of blood ran from his forehead down the back of his head. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen on one of the cards? I suppose. The killer then took the card to hide the blood. Regardless, that evidence is non-permissible. Oh? Right. Regardless of how you wasted the last 7 years, you used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence. We can discuss the finer points for our legal system later. What's important now is that I've answered your question. What are you talking about? You want to know why the killer would have taken the card from the crime scene. And now, I've told you. That one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence, you see.
Objection!
This is baseless conjecture. Baseless.
Objection!
Oh, look at him go! Oh, he did the thing! Oh, I assure you, it's quite based. Oh, Phoenix, you're so based. Look at him. What? It's amazing, really. How a single drop of blood on a single card can lead us to the truth. It's quite simple. Well, Apollo? Yeah? Try picturing the scene of the crime in your head. State-of-the-art graphics. Holy shit. The murder took place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim was found at the poker table. And before the killer swapped a card out, there was a single card with a drop of blood on it in the victim's hand. Given this, there's one decisive problem with the scene. Well, what is it? Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given there was a drop of blood on a card, whose position in this diagram doesn't fit. The victims, the killers, the witnesses, the second witness. Sheesh. Okay, so if the victim's here, he got hit in the forehead. How the killer hit him way across the table? Well, for one thing, the killer's in the wrong place, I think. You think? Mr. Justice, your job here is not to think, but to know. Oh, just looking at you reminds me of the old days. Not the good old days. Oh, fuck. Wait, what? Oh? Wait, I'm confused. Given that there was a drop of blood on a card, whose position's diagram doesn't fit. Huh? I thought... oh god, I can't save! Oh no! I guess the victim then? Well, look, the victim was okay. That confused me, holy shit. Well, look, the victim was struck on the head, sitting him back in his chair. You think any blood would fall would fall behind the body, not onto the table in front of him. Oh. Take a look at the photo again. If he bled in this position, the blood would fall on the floor, not on the cards. Why, that's right. So what does this mean? Incidentally, we were sitting in swivel chairs. Swivel chairs? Oh man. Apollo, try turning the chair around. Wait, what? Wait. Oh, I just literally turned it. Okay. The chair was facing the other way? It would have to be. So we have to assume that at the time of the murder, the victim's chair was facing away from the table. When Mr. Wright returned from informing the police, which way was the chair facing? When I came back to the room, the body was facing as seen in this photo. That would mean the killer turned the chair back around. He's being awful quiet. Let's take the next step. Look at the diagram once more. We now know the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder. But this creates another significant contradiction. Again? Let's test your reasoning skills again, shall we? I know he's doing the thing. You can't trust him. Get on the witness stand, Shinji. He's doing the pose. Whose location on this diagram contradicts our new understanding of the crime? Now it's the killer, right? Because how could he kill him from here? The victim was struck from the front, correct? Indeed. Well, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front? Sitting where this indicator currently is. I think it'd be quite hard, yeah.
Yes, but what you're saying makes no sense. Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall in the middle of a game?
I believe a sufficient reason will soon come to light.
What?
There's something in this diagram that actually makes far less sense, actually. Apollo, if the victim was struck while he was sitting as shown here, where would his assailant be standing? Assailant. It's hard to talk, you guys. Try marking it on the diagram. Huh? But... yeah, don't worry. Let's think it through and see what we find. We know the victim was facing toward the wall at the time of the crime. That's the only thing we know for sure. Try to forget about everything else. Where would the killer have to be standing to strike our victim from the front? Well, he'd have to be here, but there's shit in the way. The killer had to be standing, well, here.
points for flair, but that's about all you get.
Ugh, I thought I was onto something there too.
I hardly need to point out that standing there would be impossible. The victim is facing a solid cupboard. Or are you claiming the killer climbed the cupboard and hit him from above?
It's simple logic, really. This was the only place the killer could have been standing. And that means at the very moment of the crime... Wait, I know. The moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there. Oh? Huh? What's this now? I mean, that's the only explanation, right, Mr. Gavin? He's still really quiet. Your Honor, I have a suggestion for the defense. We should arrange to examine the cupboard and the hideout immediately. Bailiff, send a team to the crime scene immediately. Have them try to move the cupboard. Ah, Your Honor. What? There's one more thing your men should look for. Please give this to the bailiff. Yes. I see. You do belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright. I do my best. What is it? But let's forge ahead here while we wait. Look at the diagram once again. It's been changed. If the killer was standing here at the time of the crime, then this cupboard wasn't here, which means... Apollo, try moving the cupboard. It covers the window! Covers the window that Kristoff said he looked through. Ba-ba-bum! Now everything's in place to reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my, what's this? What is it now? Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It appears we found yet another contradiction, what I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact. Huh? Oh, dang! Know something, Apollo? Our line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion. Oh then, Mr. Justice, please point to the new contradicting indicator. Okay, second witness. Yeah, what the fuck? You can't be here. What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. About this cupboard. Are we all okay with assuming it was moved? Sure, why not? Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would completely cover up the window to the stairs. Oh! That's right, someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin. What did you say? Oh, it's the coolest defense in the West, losing his cool. Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right? It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. Someone was. While the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court? Exactly where did you witness the crime scene from? Excuse me, Your Honor. Order? This is a court of law and I will have order. Wait, we just now received word from our investigative... from our investigative team at the Borscht Bowl Club. They've examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor. Oh? And what did they find? Well, Your Honor, turns out there's a secret passage behind it. What? Yes, I believe I mentioned something of the sort before. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. This is one of the tricks of the room many of our regulars know about. Do you remember him saying something like that now that he mentions it? A secret passage is a handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal goings-on. Never know when you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law. The room has a secret passage. Where does it go? The other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld bosses could get away from the cops and enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer. Uh-oh. 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 You see where our line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo? I see it, but I don't believe it. The girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card for the last hand. At the time of the murder, the window was blocked, and the victim's hat was only off his head for a few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin? Oh, come on, say something. Dare I ask what really happened that night? Actually, I think we can probably figure it out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mr. Smith, a date with destiny. There he crouched, hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard, holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then the chance came, and he took it. What? Why did you do that? Wait here, I'll get help. As Olga O'Reilly was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shady Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. Then, our killer stepped out from the secret passage and into the hideout. The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. He wheeled his chair around to look and... oh, fuck. After the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized the need to destroy the evidence. A single spot of blood told the whole story of the crime. Too bad for him he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor, and the fact that they were all red. Gavin, do you have nothing to say? Is it true? Oh, seems this trial has taken yet another turn. I'm truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Gavin? Mr. Payne!
Yeah! Yes, Your Honor.
The prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant, he is hereby cleared of all suspicion.
Ah!
Believe me when I say that I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin. But I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately.
Objection!
Oh, woo? Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself. It's not every day you get to witness a legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand. Your point, Mr. Gavin? Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked. A person of your caliber would be taken in by such a low-grade parlor trick. Oh, excuse me? The defendant is cleared of all suspicion. It's hardly a time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else. Not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney. Illegal evidence? Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin, is there still any reason at present to suspect me of wrongdoing? Of course. This bottle, for instance. This bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking. Now you can explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon. And not just any fingerprints. Am I right, Mr. Payne?
Actually, yes. The fingerprints on the bottle were, upside down.
I seem to recall this being an issue earlier. The court in this case demanded an explanation. I think only one reason why one would hold a bottle upside down. And that is to hit someone with the bottle. Or with the bottom of the bottle. Well, Your Honor. See how the caught fish squirms to the last. Well, Apollo? Yes? Your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still. But I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation, just like that. Yeah. Just like what? Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down other than to... Don't let me trick you into thinking his husband... Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation. Why can't I say this? Explanation is the only legitimate one. Is there really another? Take another look at the court record. I believe you'll find a simple answer there, in plain sight. How about you just answer the question in plain words? For real. Would be hasty to deliver a verdict with unanswered questions indeed. Well, Mr. Justice? Mr. Gavin stared at the court and this case demanded an explanation. Don't worry. Justice won't leave until justice is done. Perhaps the defense would care to enlighten the court. What evidence do you have to explain why the fingerprints in the bottle are upside down? Oh, the Phoenix figured out the whole case in one. Right? He's like, wait. How'd you know he bald? How'd you know that? How'd you know that? How'd you know that? How'd you do it? It's actually easier to show you than explain, Your Honor. Place that bottle on the floor next to your chair. Huh? Excuse me? On the floor? Yes. Now reach down and pick it up. Without getting out of your chair. Ah! See? You naturally gotta pick up the bottle by its neck. With your fingers upside down. Look at the photograph. Oh god, 3 hours. No wonder I'm running over my words. Look at this photograph taken on the night of the murder. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor to this side of his piano bench. You have naturally picked up the bottles upside down several times. I can't believe it was that simple. Recall our dinner that evening, Kristoff. I was drinking my usual juice then, too. Basically, you used the bottle on the table to do the deed. You must have remembered, so you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano, and you switched the bottles. You took one of Mr. Wright's bottles and made it look like the murder weapon. Order, order, order. Yeah, 2 bottles! In the first case, the first campaign was like, I'm the rookie killer. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. No, I love it that he's even in Great Ace Attorney. It's so fucking good. A woo?
It's time for the main
Get off
event.
me, Yubi! Get off me!
Thank you! Hello! Thank you for the raid, Codex! I was like, huh, raid? Ah! Thank you, raiders! Hello!
You know, they were considering him having gained weight for this game. Oh my god. Illegal.
Hello, Spitfire! Welcome! Welcome, raiders! I am Nyla Lamea, your favorite local manticore, and favorite defense attorney today. Been lurking out live stream. Oh, thank you! I hope you had a fun stream. Thank you so much.
What were you playing? What were you playing? Order! Order! What do you have to say to these charges, Mr. Gavin?
Oh, Persona! Yes! Nice, nice, nice. Nice, nice, nice.
It has an art contest. Ooh, I need to go back and look at that. Yes, yes, yes. Yo, mate, level 15. Let's go. Awesome. I still need to play Persona. One of these days, I will do it. I will do it. One of these days. I'll put it on my list. Fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection. What? You claim that I switched the bottle. Where's your proof? Proof? Well, that's, as I thought, more baseless conjecture. I'm afraid your bottle of proof is quite empty. I want to play Persona so bad, but I can't get it next Friday. Oh, but you get it eventually, though? It'll be worth the wait, I'm sure. It's my real first outing for it, but it's been a good experience. Ooh, yes. I'm so glad. They look fun. They sound fun. I need to play them. I really do. Let's see, I wouldn't be so sure about that. Your Honor, When you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional investigation? Oh, yes, I have your memo about that here. Retrieve the bottles from under the piano at the Borscht Bowl Club. So just 5 for a starting point. 5 is the one with Joker, right? I think 5 is the one I always see like the most like content and cosplays from. I think, right? Yeah. I think we have it. I think my boyfriend has it. And I just never played it. I think he played it a little bit. One of the Phantom Thieves. Yeah. I know it has like fucking good music. Like, really, really good music. And here's one of the bottles in question. When you gonna dust that for fingerprints too? I'd be surprised if any were on that but his. Mr. Gavin probably wouldn't make such a novice mistake, true. Apollo won't be a trace of anything. Say Apollo? Yeah? Why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle? Why? Just humor me. Mr. Wright, that bottle will solve this case once and for all. Huh? That's some bottle. Oh my god! It's the missing card! What the fuck? Holy shit! There's something inside the bottle! Oop. Oh man. Listening to some of the music today. I was listening to some of it today. 3 music was almost enough to pull me out my Ace Attorney hyperfixation. Holy. That's pretty good. Pretty powerful. That card. It can't be. Recall that unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment. Miss Olga O'Reilly? Yeah, our little swindling Devotchka. That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. Wait, this isn't... You're telling me that this is the planted card you disposed of? When you mentioned this piece of testimony? I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found the card. Yeah, I stuck a peek at it and found it was a 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen so I disposed of the card. Before the game. Yeah. My Ace Attorney fixation is bad, like I played the entire first trilogy. Yes! It's just, they're so good. Well, it's just like rereading like your favorite book series, you know? Replaying them, it's just like, yeah, just really good. And then the music's so good, and the characters are great, and they're so good. Bottles were swapped, and the only one who could have done that was the 4th person in the club that night. You, Mr. Christoph Gavin. Uh-oh. Oh, he's scary. That is all. Fuck. That's the only one who could have done it. Oh my god. Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago. My past is like my logic, straight and true. That's the only thing straight about you, Phoenix. Ayo! Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete, right?
This is insane! What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anyone?
Honestly, wish Phoenix kept the confidence. Yes, this is a completely different Phoenix. This is not silly Phoenix. Like, he's not the suave going forward. Yeah. No, I kind of wish he was a little more smart alecky go after this game. This one he's definitely like, yeah. Yeah, he's only like it in this game, yeah. I like this Phoenix a lot. He's very smart aleck. He's very like, yeah, I know everything. What's up? And then he goes back to being like, kind of goofy. I guess I like both Phoenixes though, honestly. But it doesn't make sense that he would go completely different, but whatever. I believe this time we've finally come to the end of our trial. Mr. Payne, do you have a report for us on Christoph Gavin?
He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now.
I see. Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing. Didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he?
None that we
have. Mr. Wright, have you anything to add? I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter. About this victim, Mr. Shady Smith. His occupation was listed as traveler. An odd profession to be sure, and that's all we know about him.
I'll arrange a follow-up investigation, Your Honor.
Good. Mr. Wright. Yeah? 7 years, and you still haven't lost your touch. Christoph Gavin. He's a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and a lawyer. He was extremely talented, to be sure. I needed 2 things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated, his courtroom. The second was a man who would tolerate no injustice. In other words, a defense attorney. You, Apollo. Me? This is a dark time for our legal system. The twisting of justice brought on by our very own initial trial system. We have to set it right. Mr. Wright. Our work lies ahead of us, and I, for one, am looking forward to it. Well, this seemed like a good time to announce a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Not guilty! Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! Oh, wait, no! Don't take me to jail! Wait, I'm not guilty! No! Let me out! Let me out! No! Let me out! I'm not I'm innocent, I tell you! Innocent! That was insanely good timing. Oh, it would have been great against all the other prosecutors that constantly stabbed at him just trying to get the guilty verdict. Yeah. Thanks, Apollo. You came through just like I thought you would. Pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who cornered Mr. Killer. I couldn't have done it by myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Ability. Ability? Yeah, it's sensitivity I lack. I'll come to understand this soon enough. Wait, I wonder if he means... When he bugged out. When he saw her and went, enhance. What was that, Mr. Wright? You'll have to find the answer to that question yourself. Answer, right. Today was full of questions without answers. Most of them about Mr. Gavin. What possible reason could he have had to commit murder? Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come. Huh? Wait, you don't know, do you? This locket is the key. Huh? Oh, that reminds me. I met the girl whose picture's in your locket.
She's such a cutie.
Your daughter, right? That's right. She's my daughter. You know, you were right about this locket. Huh? I took this off his neck the night he died. But it looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. So the truth is, this locket really did belong to him. Huh? Huh? Wait, but that's perjury! You testify! You said the locket was yours! I said no such thing, actually. Huh? I merely said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. That's all distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. And it's the truth. Huh? But then why? why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside of it? Sometimes the straightest path to truth isn't the best one. Give it time. You're still just getting started with your career. Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I worked for Gavin Law offices after all. I can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs. Apollo. Yes? How about coming to work for me? Huh? You mean at the Wright and Company law offices? I mean, there's... sorry. I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it. I can imagine that to be true, but... Wait, but didn't you... You're not a... No, I turned in my badge, yeah. I'm not an attorney anymore. But why? That incident 7 years ago. That legendary trial. At the middle of it all was one man. Phoenix Wright. Oh my god. The case reached its sad conclusion and he left law for good. Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts? I'm not qualified to stand in the court of law, I'm afraid. Didn't you notice in today's trial? There was a single piece of forged evidence. Huh? Huh? What are you talking about? I'm talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick. This evidence struck me as odd as true. It just seemed a little too perfect. It had to be the card. You mean this, don't you? I got this from your daughter, Mr. Wright. Yes. That card couldn't have been found at the crime scene. Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left, leaving the wrong card in its place, luckily for us. Found it interesting that he worked for Kristoff and never heard that he had a brother. Yeah! I mean, I guess it's the fact that he's like super, super new, but it is still kind of weird. My verdict... Oh, no, wait! Didn't they say Clavier was out of the country? I think for like most of the time. I think. My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago. You really... Yeah, I forged this card. One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real. But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney? Who's calling himself an attorney, Apollo? So it's true. The rumor's true. 7 years ago? None of that matters much now, does it? I punched him. Kapow! Let's see your story from here on out, Apollo. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. My office address. Drop in if you like. Mr. Wright. Oh, about your uppercut. Try yelling, "Take that!" next time. Find it packs a little more punch. Apollo, thanks for today. I had a good time. Yeah, no, it is pretty weird. You're right, Chibs. With that, Mr. Wright walked out the door. That's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved. And at the time, I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day, connected by a single thread of logic. I'd find that out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law, and this is how my story begins.
Oh yeah, we fucking did it. We did it, guys. Oh my god, we did it. We fucking did it.
Yes, save. Please. Please.
We're fucking did it, we're racing. Ah! We fucking did it.
Oh. Heh. My blanket doesn't really cover me. It's very... Anyone else feel a draft? Anyone feel a draft down here? Is it just me? Okay, hold on. Let me just Can we just... Oh, the music's really loud. Sorry, guys. Cut to the thighs at all costs. I mean... Okay. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you guys so much for sticking around. We finished the whole first case in one go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. So if you're new to Phoenix Wright, if you're new to Ace Attorney, what you think? Are you hooked? Are you addicted? Are you hungry for more? You want to know what happens next? I bet you are. I bet you do. I bet you want to know, don't you? I bet you want more, huh? I bet you want more, don't you? I bet you do. You like Ace Attorney, don't you, Squidward? Yeah. I love it. Yeah, so the first time I played this game, I was really caught off guard by the first case being as intense as it was. Because usually the first case in all the Ace Attorney games, like, everything's usually a murder case just because. But usually they're... I don't know, they're a little more goofy. Or they're just not as... twist-turny and ridiculous. Like, this one being like... This one felt really, like, holy shit, what's happening? There's so much, like, already deep secrets at play, and it's like, huh? What the fuck? So I always like that. I always like this one a lot. So, I hope you enjoyed it too. I'm very anxious to continue playing this going forward. Yeah. The next few cases, the cases going forward get significantly longer, and we finally get to do some investigations, which is always fun. We probably won't be able to do a full case in one stream going forward, but we'll see what happens. We shall see. But ooh, my throat is kicking. Doing all these silly voices, but you know I love to do silly voices. It's just like playing D&D. This game and the third game are the only ones of the first four that actually tied to the overall story of the game. Hell yeah. They're so interesting. They're so interesting. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come back around for the next couple of times we play it. Yeah. Alright, let me check something real quick. Oh yeah, brother. Alright. So, thank you so much again for coming by. I'm glad people stopped by, and I hope they enjoyed my questionable voice acting. I had a lot of fun doing it. I always have a lot of fun doing stuff like that. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you do something fun. Or take a rest. Stay safe. You know, enjoy yourself, though. Next week, we will return to Golden Sun on Tuesday. And I believe we'll probably be playing D&D again next Thursday. Love the voice acting. Ah! Thank you. You're pretty awesome. Think I might become a regular. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yes. Going forward, like I said, we'll keep doing Golden Sun on Tuesdays, and I think we'll alternate Thursdays. Usually we play every other Thursday. We play D&D over with Juby, and then every other Thursday we will continue Phoenix Wright. We might sprinkle in some more streams in there. We'll see what happens. We'll see. But for now, I would like to go raid our friend Juby, because he is in the middle of Monster Wrestling, where he's wonderful. You'll love him. If you love wrestling, which I hope you do, because I talk about wrestling a lot on this channel too. He's running his Monster Wrestling tournament. Please go enjoy and have fun, and send him my love. I hope you have fun, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I love you so much. Mwah, 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 mwah. All right, I will see you next week. Bye. Bye, cuties. Bye-bye. 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 Mwah.